Hi everyone, I'm Autistic Ange. This is a podcast for adults who recently found out they're autistic and are looking for other autistic people like them. I really need to talk about just how difficult change is for me. It's especially hitting me, today. I've from everything that I've been reading and learning about autism, it's not uncommon for us to be very hesitant with change, have a lot of anxiety around it. I mean, I guess it depends on the change, I'll speak this is just from my perspective, obviously. Almost, I don't know, almost any change, I think, how do I say this? I feel like my days are scripted, but they're not. I'm used to doing the same things, in the same ways around the same time frames, and when you just have a bunch of stuff going on, it completely throws you off, it interrupts your routine. Just everything's off. So the stuff that I'm getting ready to share, I'm not trying to complain. This stuff, it really bothers me, and there's no way I can talk about it without sounding like I'm complaining, so I'm really sorry about that. I almost feel a little embarrassed about the stuff that's getting me worked up because, these are good things that are happening. It's just a lot of it in such a short amount of time, and I just feel super crazy in my head right now. There's just tons of shit flying around in there, and I thought, you know what, why don't I just sit down and, record, because there's got to be somebody out there that understands and relates to stuff like this. So, this is first world problem shit. It's not even that big of a deal. I don't understand why I do understand why I'm getting so worked up. I just wish I didn't, get worked up like this. So, let's see, a couple weeks ago, we were able to get a loan to consolidate credit card debt and also, have some extra for projects around the house. And it's a pretty big loan. I don't know, if I don't feel comfortable sharing the amount. I don't know if I should, I don't know, but it's a decent sized loan. And, debt consolidation is really important because we're tired of just making several payments on cards and shit. So that was the main reason for getting it. But we also wanted a little bit extra for doing some stuff fixing up the house and stuff, here and there. So the fact that we were able to get a loan, a pretty decent amount, I don't know, my wife and I kind of felt the same way about this. It's why are people willing to trust us with money, this much money? And you know what? I've never had this happen, but, I got the loan through my insurance company, USAA. I've been with them, the entire time I've been driving. And they sent it in the mail, and it just got dropped off in our mailbox. And my wife got home, I was like, look at this shit. How do they just that is so weird. How do you just send something like that in the mail, all that money, this check, and then you don't even have somebody sign for it? I don't know. That's really weird. But we were having thoughts of oh my God, why would people trust us with this money? Imposter syndrome stuff, or not feeling we deserve it, which is still stuff that both of us are working on because, our childhoods were not the greatest. So whenever good things happen, we question them. And that was one of them. I just couldn't believe that we were able to get a decently sized loan. I don't know. I never thought that I would get to a point in life where somebody would trust me with that kind of money and trust that I was going to pay it back. But anyways, so what did I say? That was a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago that happened. And so we consolidated the debt, we got the loan for, and now we're doing, some projects around the house. So my wife is completely redoing our porch. She has never built anything like that before. She actually is teaching herself by watching YouTube videos, and she has a whole section of it done, framing, everything's done. And I cannot believe that she did that. She taught herself how to do it. She did it all by herself. I mean, I don't like doing stuff like that. And also, I can't do stuff like that. Measurements and the whole math thing. And nope, I can't. And, it's so boring. Like, the way that her and I operate is I would rather pay somebody to come and do something than do it myself. That's why there's people to come do stuff for you that you can pay. Like the tree people episode, you know? Yeah, I guess that's part of the changes too. I forgot about that already. But yeah, so I forgot what I was saying. Oh no, I remember now. So like, yeah, I guess she's more responsible. She tries to like see where she can save money, and she's willing to do things herself. And so like her and I were talking, like, and I was like, look, if you want the porch redone, I would rather just like pay somebody to come do it. But if you want to build it, just know that I'm not going to help you. Like, cause I don't like that shit. It's fucking boring. So I'm her, like, you know, go-getter or something. Like, whatever she needs, I will go get it. I'll go down to the basement, bring up a tool or whatever. And, like, she appreciates that stuff. I pick up, like, I do all the cleaning up after, like, a project's done for the day or whatever. So I try to be, like, useful that way, because I do want to be useful. I just don't want to actually do the building work or whatever. So we have that kind of, like, it's in limbo. Like, she's been like, with everything she's got going on, she only gets like maybe a day a week, a day or two to like work on that porch. So she's got a section done. And at this point, we're just kind of trying to beat the weather because it's getting colder. And she still has like a decent size, decent portion of the porch left to build. So there's just shit out front. There's like wood in the yard. It's just untidy out there. Excuse me, I had to do that. But yeah, it's just pretty untidy out there. Like, we have a tarp. She threw all this wood on there. Like, we have, like, she bought some mums that are just like laying around out front. It's like, you know, it's kind of like an eyesore. Like, we're in the middle of like this project, and everything is just all over the place. And I don't know, like, that bothers me, you know, like having shit out front, because I don't want people to think that like we're messy people or whatever. But anyways, that's like a whole other thing. But so like there's that going on. And then so we've had a mattress. We bought our mattress like, I don't know, 9 years ago. And I don't know how often you're supposed to buy new mattresses. Like, I don't know. I was never taught that. Like, but both of us, this past month, for whatever reason, we both started having back issues, and we figured out that it was the freaking mattress. So we're like, well, this is an expense we weren't really planning for, but we do need better sleep. So I don't even know if I talked about this. If I did, I'm sorry. If I talked about this like in another episode or something, but so she found a company and ordered the mattress. And I am so isolated that I did not know you could roll up a mattress and like send it in the mail. Like, I thought they all had to be rectangular. So we get this thing, and I'm like, oh my God, it was so heavy. Like, it's a company that like we haven't heard of before. So like when she ordered it, because she found it and she ordered the mattress, and I was like, well, did you do your research? Did you like make sure that they had good reviews and stuff? And she's like, no. There were some reviews on the website, but I was like, how can you just like shell out so much money without doing like all the research? So then we both were having like thoughts of, is this like a scam? Did we just pay all this money and nothing's going to come in the mail? Excuse me again. But yeah, it came, and it is so freaking comfy. Like, wow. I did not know beds like that existed. And it's not even like a really expensive mattress. It's like, you know, we got a decent deal for it, but it's like, it's really comfy. So that's been a nice change. But it's still a change, you know? Like, I was anticipating the bed coming, and then us having to like get rid of the other mattress that we've been using, you know, like there's just a lot. So there's that. Then we're getting a dumpster delivered tomorrow. Because there's crap in the basement that we have to throw out. There's the construction debris that we're putting in there. And there's just like, you know, we're cutting down on quite a bit because we prefer like minimalism, but we don't quite live that way yet, if that makes sense. So, and I volunteered to like figure out, what company to go with. And I, called them and set it up. And I don't even like talking to people on the phone, but like, I wanted to be useful, at least in that capacity. So that's getting delivered tomorrow between 9 and 10. And I like to sleep till 11 or 12. So then my mind is like, great, like, okay, so I'm going to have to set an alarm, and I don't like setting an alarm because I rarely have to set one anymore since I work for myself. But, I feel very inconvenienced that this dumpster's like, this just sounds really stupid. Like, why do I feel this way? But so we asked our friend, cause she's got 2 driveways, if we could use her second driveway for a week, cause that's how long we get the dumpster for. And she's okay with that. But I always feel weird about like asking, about like asking if I can like park on her driveway. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I feel like I'm inconveniencing her, even though I know I'm not. I still feel that way. So that's coming. Today we were out for like 4 hours because I need a new recliner. I mean, I guess I don't need one. I mean, I kind of do. Yeah, I do. Like, I need a new one. And so we go to like 3 different furniture stores in the span of like 4 hours. And the way that I buy furniture is as soon it like speaks to me. Like, the last time we went and got the chair that I've got now, like, as soon as I saw it, I knew that was the one before I even sat in it. Like, does that ever happen to people? Like, and so I was dead set on that chair. And my wife was like, why don't we just go look around at the other ones? Because I found that within like the first 2 minutes of being in the store. And I was like, I don't want to go look at the other ones. This is the one I want. But I did it anyways. And I went and looked around, and I did not want anything else because all I was thinking about was that chair. So like, that's how I shop. If I see it and it speaks to me, that's what I want. And, she does like what I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, which is normal. And she tries the chairs out, and she's got measurements about where it will go. Like, she does the whole planning out thing. That's too much for me. I can't do that. I'll buy it. It'll get delivered, and then I'll figure out how to rearrange. And, I don't know. So we're very different in like that capacity, but it took us a while before I found one, which I felt kind of bad about. And that's getting delivered on Friday, and like, I guess a lot of my anxiety too comes from the fact that like, I'm going to be home by myself when these people are coming to bring me these things. So like, I have to have these interactions. Like, I have to talk to the people tomorrow delivering the dumpster because I have to pay them. And, obviously I have to deal with the delivery people on Friday. And like, it just gives me so much anxiety because I just don't like people, like, I'm not good at the conversation thing, and it's hard. So like, it's just all of these things are happening in such a small amount of time. And like, I feel very like about an hour ago, I was starting to feel nauseous because like, I'm in here trying to figure out like like, my wife wants me to get rid of a couple of pieces of furniture I have, like some, I don't know, like drawers, I don't know, what the fuck, I don't know how to describe it. It's a couple pieces, 2-3 pieces, and then like one of them is a coffee table that like she built from scratch a decade ago when we moved here, and I don't usually, like, I'm not really into material things. But like, when it's something that was made, like, I remember that day. I remember how that day went, how we felt. It was fun, like, figuring out how to do something like that together. It was just like, that's what I attached to that particular object. And my wife was like, well, you'll still have the memories. It just won't be in the house. And I get it. It's just sad. But I do know that like, we have to part with this stuff because it's just like taking up too much space. And so like, that's a hard one for me because I have my room. I think I talked about like how our house is like set up, but like, I have my room and I want my room to be a very specific way. It has to be, everything's in its place. I have to feel cozy. I have to feel safe, like, it's my room. It's my safe space. Like, And now looking around and realizing like, yeah, I probably should get rid of that and that and that. Because duh, the recliner is coming too. I'm like, I need to make space for that. But it's just really hard for me to throw things out. I'm not a hoarder. Please don't think that. Like, I do not have like all this shit and there's like paths and stuff that like you walk through. It's not like that. It's just, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, because it's going to mean I have to throw these things out because, like, you know, they really don't serve a purpose anymore, I suppose. But, and then I have to reconfigure my room, you know, and like, you know, and then the house. So, like, with all these things we have going on, it's just there's shit everywhere. Like, there's a mattress in the hallway because we can't do anything with it until the dumpster comes tomorrow. There's just stuff like everywhere, like in limbo. And like, for me, I don't like things out of place like that. Like, I'm the type of person when I used to move to like a new apartment or something, like that day, everything came out of the boxes, everything. And all the furniture got set up at the very least before I would go to bed. Like, I could not go to bed and have unopened boxes just hanging out. I never could do that. So I'm very specific about stuff. Where was I even going with that? Oh my God, this is bad. So yeah, I think, is that all the changes? I think so. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, like, my routine has been not how I want it to be because it's been getting interrupted. And the house, I have to sit here and do work when I, you know, because I work from home, and like, I can't just go and pick everything up because like we have to go do something with it. It has to go somewhere, or we're putting it in the dumpster. So we're like in limbo with all these things. And like, I don't do well with things that are like in limbo and not completed. Like, maybe one thing is like, I'm okay with one thing being in limbo, but like multiple things, I don't know. I don't like that. So I just feel like, I don't feel like I'm having a meltdown. I just feel like it's just a lot going on, and it's a lot of changes to have to deal with. And I have difficulty like processing all these different changes and trying to be okay with them on top of everything else that's going on. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, does this episode even make sense? I mean, change is hard for me. You know, because like us autistics, at least, you know, a good portion of us, from what I've been learning, we like to know what's going to happen. We have our days set up specific ways. We have our routines. They keep us grounded. That, you know what I mean? Like, I like that stuff. Like, I do feel stable and like content knowing when things are going to happen. You know, and it's just not been like that consistently for me for the past few weeks. And I don't do well with that. Like, I just was having so many thoughts earlier that I got nauseous, and then I was like, okay, like, I need to just stop, because like, it's not, I shouldn't be getting all worked up over stuff that isn't bad. It's just, I'm having a hard time dealing with like, you know, when is this going to be done? Ow. You know what I mean? Like, just having to reconfigure my room is a lot, because I've had things the way I want them for so long, like, and now I'm going to get rid of some of it, and it's going to open up more space. Am I still going to feel cozy with that extra space? It's just a bunch of bullshit going on in my head that doesn't even really need to be thought of right now, but I can't stop thinking about it. And I was hoping that if I just recorded it and got it out there, I would calm down a little bit, which I do feel calmer. But yeah, so like, that's the stuff that's been going on. Plus we had those tree people last week cutting down the tree. And these are all positive things, and I'm very grateful. Like, I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful that we have a nice house. I'm grateful that we have a healthy marriage. You know, like, I'm very grateful every day. Like, I'm always thinking about like, wow, you know, like how far I've come in life, just like getting my shit together, and you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. But I don't know why I can't do better with change. Like, my wife is like, and I'm sorry, for those of you who this is your first episode, I talk about her a lot because she's just the person that I spend the most time with, because I really don't like other people, But she's very laid back about stuff. Like, how can she be so laid back and just go with the flow? Like, why can't I be like that? I don't know how helpful this listening to me was just now, but hey, drop me an email, like, if you can relate, like, what's change like for you? Like, do you struggle with it, or is it easier for you to like kind of adapt and like go with it and stuff? Yeah. I mean, I never wish to be an ordinary person. Like, I don't wish, I like being autistic. This way of thinking and feeling and processing gets to me sometimes. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I do feel better. Things are going well. We're doing okay. Like, it's okay that the house isn't the way I want it to look right now, I guess. I just don't know how to be okay with that. Like, I don't like looking around. It's like, it feels like chaos. Like, if I look around, I'm not an OCD person. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not like somebody who fucking cleans and mops every day. But no, not even close. But when I look around and things are not orderly, it makes me feel chaotic. That's why I like things clean. Everything has got its place. And so, like, that's what's really throwing me off too, is like, there's just all this shit around that shouldn't be where it's at right now, but there's no other place to put it. This is insanity. And like, I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. Like, I know a lot of these episodes are like, this is hard and that's hard and this is difficult. And, I don't mean to sound like a negative person, because I really am not a negative person. It's good that I understand why I'm like this now. Now I have an explanation for why I think this way and feel this way. And I just haven't found a whole lot of people like me. Like I had mentioned before, the few that I found, but like, I really would like to hear more from people like that are on my part of the spectrum. Because, like, even just the emails that I get from you guys really means a lot, because it's just, okay, good. Like, okay, this person has experienced this too, like, it's the, what is it? Unique thinking or something. What is that term? Terminal uniqueness. I think that's it. Is that what it is? I don't know. But like, I know that there's people, like, I know there's got to be people out there that do these things, like, rationally. I know that there's people out there. But then the other part of me is like, well, I have gone all these years without really finding them, So like, are they out there? Do they do these things? Do they have this thought? And like, the people that I found, the podcasts and the books and stuff, have like really validated me in like a lot of ways. But there's still these other parts that like, I'm like, is this normal? I don't know. If you're still listening, thank you. Yeah, that's all I've got for now. I'm very sorry that this was a very all over the place episode. Probably didn't make any sense, but it made me feel a little bit better. I got some of that out. I feel better. So I'm going to go and do something now. So, this was just me recording into an app on my phone, hoping people find me and listen and relate and maybe have a similar experience to what I had when I heard myself on somebody else's podcast. Also, sorry for the raspy voice. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.